Am I the jerk for kicking my brother and his girlfriend out after they hooked up in my living room? I need to know if I went too far here. My family is already calling me dramatic, my brother is furious, and my parents are begging me to let it go. But I feel like I was completely disrespected in my own home. Here's the deal. I live alone in a 2-bedroom apartment that I've worked hard to afford. I like things clean, organized, and private. I'm not a total neat freak, but I take pride in my place. My younger brother has been dating his girlfriend for about a year. She's fine. Honestly, she's not my favorite person. She's loud, kind of rude, and has this habit of making everything about herself. But my brother seems happy, so I try to be polite. He recently asked if they could crash at my place for a weekend because his apartment building was doing pest fumigation and he didn't want to spend money on a hotel. I figured it would be just 2 nights, and I wanted to be a good brother, so I said yes. Big mistake. I told them they could use my guest room. It's not huge, but it's comfortable, with a queen-sized bed, clean sheets, and a dresser. I made sure everything was ready. The first night was fine. We watched a movie, had dinner, and went to bed around midnight. But the second night is when everything went off the rails. Around 2 a.m., I got up to grab a glass of water. As I walked toward the kitchen, I heard noises. Very obvious noises. At first, I thought maybe I was imagining it. But then I realized it was coming from the living room. Confused and a little horrified, I peeked around the corner, and there they were. My brother and his girlfriend were, let's just say, not watching TV. On the couch. In my living room. Where I eat, watch shows, and sometimes fall asleep after long days. I just froze. I didn't want to see that. I didn't want to hear that. I backed away and went straight to my room, slamming the door behind me. The next morning, I was still fuming. I confronted them at breakfast. What the hell were you doing in my living room last night? My brother laughed. Relax, man. We didn't think you'd hear us. Of course I heard you. You were in the middle of the apartment. That's disgusting. You had a perfectly good bedroom with a door. His girlfriend rolled her eyes. It's not that big of a deal. Everyone does it on a couch at some point. Not on my couch. Not in my living room. That's completely disrespectful. My brother shrugged and said I was overreacting. His girlfriend even joked, guess you'll think of us every time you sit there now. That made me boil. I told them, pack your stuff. You're leaving today. I don't care where you go, but you're not staying here another night. My brother flipped out. He said I was being ridiculous, that it was just sex, and that I was acting like some uptight old man. I didn't care. I stood my ground and kicked them out. Word spread quickly. My brother called my parents, who then called me. My mom asked, did you really throw your brother out over this? I replied, yes, because he and his girlfriend hooked up in my living room. My dad said, they're adults. Stuff happens. It's not worth kicking them out over. I was furious again. In my living room, on my couch. That's not okay. Meanwhile, my brother has been telling extended family that I embarrassed him and treated him like a criminal. At our cousin's birthday party last weekend, people were whispering and making jokes like, better not sit on his couch, it's sacred. I know some people will say, it's just a couch, just clean it. But here's why it feels bigger than that. It's about respect. I opened my home to them. They had a private bedroom. And they chose to do that in a common space where I could have walked in at any moment. That's not just inconsiderate, it's humiliating. Boundaries matter. My home is my safe space. If I can't enforce basic boundaries here, where can I? The attitude afterwards. If it apologized, maybe I would have let it slide. But instead, they laughed about it, brushed it off, and even mocked me. That told me they didn't respect me at all. I told some of my friends what happened, and their reactions were split. Half of them said, you were absolutely right to kick them out. That's gross and disrespectful. The other half said, dude, it's not that deep. They're a couple in their 20s. Just disinfect the couch and move on. One friend even joked, be grateful they didn't use your kitchen table. That did not help. Part of me wonders if I did overreact. Maybe I should have just set stricter rules instead of kicking them out immediately. Maybe I'm too uptight about my space. But another part of me thinks if I hadn't kicked them out, they'd just keep pushing boundaries. And I'd be the one left feeling uncomfortable in my own home. My brother and I aren't speaking. His girlfriend posted a vague rant on social media about people who can't handle adult relationships. My parents keep pressuring me to apologize and invite them over for dinner, but I refuse. I've even considered replacing the couch altogether because, honestly, I can't look at it the same way. Here's what I'm wrestling with. Was I justified in enforcing my boundaries? Or did I let my anger make me go too far? Should I have given them one last warning instead of immediate eviction? Is family supposed to get special passes, even when they blatantly disrespect your home?